Hey guys, it's nice out here this evening. I'm going to sit out until it's time to put the chickens away. So I thought this would be a good time to do my video today. I don't want to just complain. So this isn't really like about complaining about the situation, but this is more like being bemused and semi-amused by the situation, because there's nothing else I can do about it. I can't fix this problem, but I guess I can have a laugh about it. You know, if nothing else, I can get a laugh out of it. So I'm just your average old lady living out in the country here in Oklahoma, and I've got my fingers in all these little pies, and some of those pies are on YouTube, and some of them are on X, and some of them here and there and everywhere. I've got all these little pies I've got my fingers in, and although I learned how to get monetized on X, and I am still monetized there even though I don't even go on it anymore, and I'll explain why. Even though I don't even go on it anymore, it's still there available to me if I want to go back and put the effort into turning that into another little bit of income every month. Now the problem with X, as far as being monetized, is it takes so much time and effort to build up enough impressions to get paid. The pay is not commensurate to the amount of time spent earning it when you don't have like broad name appeal. Like if you're not famous to start with, you can make money on there, but you have to dedicate hours and hours and hours a day to do it. And one of the things I do is kind of a hobby, I guess. It's kind of maybe a strange way to put it. I try and reverse engineer stuff. I try and figure out, how does this work? How does that work? Well, that was my first successful reverse engineering of a social media site, to actually pick it apart, look at it, and then put it back together and make it work for me, and then to get it to actually pay me to participate on it. And after having that bit of success with that, I thought, you know, I'd much rather be making videos on YouTube. And I've been making YouTube videos for years. I've just never had a successful channel. So I have, my original channel is called Woman at the Wheel. And I've had that channel since, I want to say since about 2020, 2019, somewhere around in there. And it's a totally different type of channel because they're driving videos. When I was hauling trailers all over the country when Bill was still alive. And so I kind of cut my teeth on that channel, and I learned how to make videos. I learned how to edit videos. I learned how to do all the basics. I didn't go like real in depth, but I got to where I was competent in the basics. But I never got anywhere with that channel. I think I'm still under 300 subscribers on that channel, and I've got almost 300 videos up on that channel. So it just never caught on. It's just one of those things. And I kind of know why. I mean, well, I do know why. And it was totally self-inflicted because I used too much bad language in my videos. Hey, I was a truck driver, you know, and I was in the truck by myself, and I was talking about things. It was more of a stream of consciousness type narration for the videos, because I would basically just video all day long. Well, I never got anywhere with that, so I decided after my success with X, just figuring it out. I'm not talking about getting rich off of it, just figuring it out. I decided to do the same thing with YouTube. So I started studying accounts, studying channels that I like to watch, and looking at the structure and how did they present their content, how many times did they upload a week, what were the nuts and bolts. Not necessarily their content, because I'm not copying content, but I wanted to see if I could reverse engineer how they put it together and then made their channel successful. And that was my criteria for the channels I chose to look at, was that they had to have a minimum of 100,000 subscribers, and they had to be, in my mind, successful. And it had to be something I enjoyed watching, because I'm sitting here dissecting it. So I had to actually enjoy the research, if you know what I mean. So I figured it all out. I actually figured out how to do this, and I did it. I've replicated it on this channel, on a real life. And it's kind of funny though, because now that I've got it replicated, I'm stuck. I have, and it's kind of comical in a way, because in order to get monetized, you have to meet certain thresholds. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, I think, for just your basic AdSense monetization, which is fine and good. I hit that on May 21st this year. My channel went up. I put up my first video on this channel, Real Life, on April 19th this year, and it became eligible for monetization on May 21st. It knocked my socks off. I was amazed that it happened so fast, which is all fine and good, because even though it happened so fast, I'm still not monetized. And the reason I'm still not monetized is because AdSense and YouTube don't interface well, apparently, which is kind of weird to me, because they're both Google products, I think. But for some reason, my AdSense account is stalled out in progress in step 2. Now, when you get monetized, there are 3 steps to the process. The first step is basically just applying to YouTube and saying, I'd like to be an AdSense or a YouTube creator, member, whatever it is. And then you check the box, you read their rules, and then you check the box that you've read and understood them. And then you go to the next step in the process. Well, step 2 is where I've been stuck since May 28th. So 22 days I've been stuck in step 2. What happens in step 2 is you get your AdSense account set up, and it links to your YouTube account, and then theoretically they review it, and if there are no problems, you're good, you're golden. And then they send you an email and all this. Well, they sent me an email saying that I was eligible to apply, so I did. And then instead of ever getting it approved, I've had it not approved like 3 times now. They kicked it back to me, wanting me to go and check a box on Google or on AdSense that says I've read and understood the rules on AdSense. There's got to be more to this that I'm not getting. And I'm not necessarily always the brightest bulb in the box, but this is getting to be a very repetitive and it's getting to be kind of a drag. But it's kind of funny too, because I'm stuck in this loop and I can't break free. And I'm trying everything I know. I'm trying every trick in the book, everything I can throw at it, I'm trying. And I've tried all of the YouTube advice from other content creators who said, well, this is how you get out of the loop. Well, no, it's not necessarily, because I tried one of those forms of advice today, and I just got myself deeper in and basically reset the whole thing, which is okay, I guess, because no matter what you do, every time you stall out where it says in progress, and then you stall out and they kick it back to you, you're starting over anyway. So it's gotten to be kind of a deal where every morning I check that. I'm like, okay, no news is good news, I guess, or no news isn't any news. It's just no good news at all. It's not been going anywhere. It's not getting approved. So today I thought, all right, I'm going to try everything I can think of just to try and figure out how to get this unstalled. And I reached out to another YouTube creator who absolutely, he doesn't know me at all. I just watch his channel, and he talks about this kind of thing sometimes. So I thought maybe he'd have, some comment on it. And in the meantime, while I was waiting to hear back from him, I actually managed to find a back door in to talk to YouTube help. Now, this was represented to me as being a human. I actually got into this weird place where I could actually get a human. The AI offered me a human to talk to. I was like, yes. Now, I don't know if it was or not. It probably wasn't, because it didn't resolve anything. Not a thing. But at the same time, well, at least I got some answers. I didn't get anything resolved. I've still got to sit and wait now for at least 4 weeks, maybe longer, to see if this will finally run itself out over time, because evidently that's how long it takes now, anywhere from a few days to 4 weeks to get an AdSense account approved. It's like, okay, well, that's all right. You know, it doesn't matter until it approves, because I'm not going to get paid anything I'm not going to get paid anything until it's approved. And then I guess once it's approved, then all the views you start getting after it's approved, then you get paid for. But before that, you don't anyway, so it's a moot point. So it's not like, I mean, it is like I'm losing out, but it's not like I'm losing out, if you know what I mean. Because I'm not set up yet, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So anyway, it's kind of funny, and it's kind of aggravating, and it's just kind of it's kind of weird, you know. It's one of those situations where, and I've talked about this briefly before, where social media companies do not like to provide customer support to their customers. So even as a content provider, I'm also a customer of YouTube. I have a YouTube premium account, so I don't have to watch commercials. That's how I watch my YouTube on my personal channel that I have set up just to watch videos. It's not my work account, not my video account. So it's separate, but I'm still a customer. And then in the sense that as a creator, I'm still a customer also, because I have to interface with YouTube to do my thing, you know. So you would think there would be some way that you could actually get things like this resolved, at least get them explained. And these things evidently happen a lot, because I've seen a lot of other comments, you know, just when I Google the issue, I get hundreds of people have had this same thing happen. So it's not like they're doing anything to me personally. This is just the system, the way it's set up. I don't know if they have like computer glitches happening, or if they're just overwhelmed with, you know, a lot of volume, which could very well be. Maybe that's just bogging things down. Maybe it may be, and I think this is probably what it is. I think in my mind, because this happens like every 6 to 8 days, I get it kicked back to me to go check this box again. I tend to think that when it sits that long and it hasn't progressed, that the program probably just kicks it back out of the queue, because it's bogged down and overwhelmed with other people in line. So I imagine every once in a while it just purges the line, and then you have to get back in line. I think that's what this is. I'm not sure, but I think that's what this is. And the conversation I had via chat, typing it in, with YouTube help today, even though it purported to be a human being, I don't know. I couldn't prove it. I have no idea. It almost kind of verified that thought in my mind, that that's probably what it is. Because, you know, I did ask, is there some way to just like manually shut off the AdSense process and get rid of it all, so I could just restart it and get a clean start. Like, just disconnect it, wipe it out, and then let me try to reattach it from scratch. He said that was a great question, but that's not an option. I'm like, okay. So So I don't know really too much more than I did before I spent half an hour chatting with this bot or person, whatever they were. They were very nice. Didn't give me a lot of answers. Didn't really explain too much to me, even though I asked several pointed questions that kind of got skimmed over. And I don't know, so I'm just going to hurry up and wait some more. That's one of my favorite activities, is hurrying up and waiting. Y'all already know that about me, right? So I guess that's where I'm at. I'm just going to have to wait it out. This time I'm waiting for it to reset so I can go back in and fix what I shouldn't have done this morning following the other YouTube video's advice. But I have to wait for the whole thing to reset before I can even do that. So, what is it, Molly? Is it cows? Is it cows? Yeah, them cows. Molly loves barking at cows. She likes to bark at the word cow. Okay. Okay, good girl. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Good puppas. Good puppas. So anyway, that's what I've been working on all day today, since about 7 o'clock this morning. And I still have like no complete understanding of what's going on with it. And I don't really have any answers, except I just need to be patient and wait. And then I do have to go back in and fix what I screwed up trying to fix the thing to begin with, which I'll be able to do once that whole thing resets, I assume. I don't know. It's all an adventure. It's amusing. It's entertainment, I'll tell you that. But I'll be glad when it all gets resolved. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm just kind of venting. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them. Love you guys. Bye.